the more the gap widens between you and your old version of yourself, between you and your old environment and the things you thought would be the truth. And that's also quite hard to swallow because you can't really go back. You can't unsee what you saw. You can't unlearn what you've learned. So if you go back and you're like, damn, I don't have anything else to talk about. Like, I don't care about what time my neighbor came home last night. Like, can we talk about something else? But it's just very, very different. And you got to be aware of that. So everyone else who's currently planning on doing that, this is how it's going to go down.
Yeah. I didn't know either.
Sit back and relax and get ready for another exclusive episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast with Lopez.
This episode is brought to you by ERC. Let me ask you a question. Did you have a business during the pandemic with 5 or more employees? If the answer is yes, you might be leaving money on the table. All you gotta do is go to ercbankroll.com and you can get your money. The best part about this, it only takes 5 minutes or less to see if you qualify. Go to ercbankroll.com and put in your name, email address, answer 2 questions, click on the submit button, and you're done. It's that simple. And get your money. So don't wait. Go to ERC Bankroll. Welcome to another episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast. I'm your host, Lopez. So like and share this episode. So today I have another special guest. Before I get into that, I would appreciate it if you would like and share this episode and left me a 5-star review in iTunes. Love it or hate it. I want to hear what you think about this show so far. Any topics you would like me to talk about, let me know. I appreciate that. So, with that being said, if you ever wanted to know anything about what it takes to start an online business and travel, this is the show for you. Because my guest today has done exactly that. She's an online business and marketing mentor who believes that technology and online education is the gateway to becoming location independent and financially free. She also helps coaches, consultants, service providers, course creators to gain more independence in life and more influence in their space, scale their online presence and revenue by adding digital products to their business model. Her mission in this world is to help people create more independence in their lives by building online businesses, courses, coaching, and all that good stuff to help you eventually become financially free. My special guest today is Tina Dahmen. Welcome to the show. So, where are you from?
I'm from Germany.
Oh, okay. That's nice. I haven't had the opportunity to come over there, but maybe I will someday, So,
it's okay, probably, I guess.
Yeah. So how'd you get into marketing? Because, this is not something that most people go to school for. It's very rare that I meet people that they always wanted to be involved in the marketing. So how'd you get involved?
Yeah, good question. I was traveling and I met all these people who were working online. And keep in mind, this is about 15 years ago when the term digital nomads wasn't even a thing yet. So I met kind of like the OGs of the people who were doing this online stuff and were traveling the world and location independent and pulling up the laptop from everywhere. It's like, damn, I want to do that. That's cool. So I just, got started and studied everything by myself. Like, I didn't learn any of that at school. I just, picked the skills which I needed at that moment to make something work. And that's how I got started.
Yeah, you was around during the MySpace days. Yeah. Yeah, things were very different back then. Do you think today is much easier than it used to be back then?
To gain skills, yes. To stand out, no, because it's getting harder and harder because many more people are finding that opportunity and learning different skills, and more competition is coming, which is great. To be honest, I don't really believe in competition that much, but people are being flooded with information out there, so you just really got to stand out, and you just got to really learn how to nurture your audience and how to keep a connection with your audience as well. That's, I think, where the key is at.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't really buy into the competition thing because there's no one like you. You're your own unique person.
Right. Yeah. It's only you who can tell the story of, however, like you just asked me, like, how did you get started? Not everyone else who was on this podcast, for example, got started in that way. They didn't go and travel the world. Not all of them, maybe some, right? But not all of them went to travel the world, met all these people, and then had this epiphany, I want to do this thing, and then learned these things by themselves. For example, it's not like, a crazy origin story. Many people think when it comes to branding, they need this crazy origin story, but that's not really true. Like, as long as you can tell a story and other people can identify themselves with that, it's good enough, really.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Everyone has their own unique journey, but most people have not traveled, just like you said. Most people, they stumbled upon some type of way to get involved. And then you have very few people that I've met, they actually went to college and went to the university and got educated and they started working for some corporate company. But that's very rare,
Right,
so,
right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so how, well, first of all, why did you start traveling? Was that like a hobby or was that like something that, you always wanted to do or what?
Well, actually, I was working in Germany. I'm currently based in Bali. Back then, I was working in Germany, and I wanted to have a higher position in the job. And my boss said, well, you cannot unless you have this specific certificate from school. And I'm like, okay, then I'm going to quit today and I'm going to school to get that certificate. It's like, oh, okay, good, right? And then I applied at university to get that. And they accepted me. However, that semester started in 6 months' time or something like that. So I kind of had 6 months to kill. It's like, what am I going to do in these 6 months? Well, actually, I really want to learn more English. So I decided to go to Australia to English school, study a little bit over there. And that was my first trip overseas by myself, learning about different cultures, meeting different people, it was mind-blowing. Like, I've never been that far out of Europe, really. And before you go to holiday for a week here or there with your friends, but that's not really traveling, is it? So you just go to another country where actually nobody speaks your language. It's not organized by some tour company. You just by yourself on your own. And then I went backpacking all around Australia, met all these people, and I decided this is it. I'm never going to go home again. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. And it's scary at the same time.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! But I was so young back then, and nothing was scary to me, really.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. Yeah, same here. I'm afraid today though. I've gotten older. I think too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while you were traveling and you met these the quote gurus back in the day. That were online. Did you feel intimidated by a lot of these men and women? Because I knew I kind of was, because I saw what they were doing at the time, and I was like, how am I ever going to be on that level? Were you intimidated?
Not at all. I was more so inspired, really. because I already knew on what side I'm going to be at. Like, that's like, you see a thing, I see a thing, I decide yes or no, and that's it. Like, I don't know how I'm going to make it work, but I know I'm going to make it work. So that was one thing. And also the other thing is probably the first person I came across who was kind of like the leader in the space, the thought leader in the space back then. She was also German, and she was writing a blog about backpacking around the world, and just kind of like leading the nomad community, or kind of like building it a little bit. Maybe also because she was German, I had a bit more of a connection there, and I thought, easy peasy, if she can do it, I can do it. You know what I mean?
yeah, that makes sense, you know. So
yeah, and then
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and then you go and you travel to these places, and all of a sudden you meet more and more people like that, who are on the same wavelength, who are building businesses online, and it just becomes natural then. Once you surround yourself with the people who are doing the thing you want to do, it becomes so much easier, right? Versus if I would have gone back home to my old environment where all my friends have 9-to-5 jobs and are really in the employee mindset, it would be so much harder for me to build something on my own, right? Because the conversations are different, the attitude is different, the perspective, the mindset, all the things are very, very different. So it was the best thing I could do for this, to be successful in this, to just remove myself from the old environment and to, you know, go out and meet these people who are where I wanted to be.
Yeah, man, the environment and the people are everything. You know, you're 100% right, you know, because, you know, when I first got started, I was just like that. I was by myself a lot. And whenever I would tell my friends and family what I was doing, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about, you know. So it's harder to learn that way. So I can relate to that, you know.
Yeah.
So when did you know, or maybe it was a combination of events, but when did you know that, hey, I'm good at this, I'm good at marketing? When did you know?
Oh, marketing then. Oh. Oof. Okay. I started in 2 companies. So first it started all off with like an Instagram account. It was like Take a Trip with Tina. And then I had a website which is called Take a Trip with Tina. And I was working for this hostel in Australia, and I was selling backpacker trips because I just really wanted to stay in Australia, right? And then my time was up, visa was up. And by that time also, you know, how I just told you earlier, I had this spot at university in Germany.
Yeah.
At the same time before, I applied to get a scholarship. So the German government granted me a scholarship. I had to do different tests and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So I got the scholarship, and which means they would pay for my full education. Like, oh my God. Like, it's not that crazy in Germany. It's kind of like almost free. It's like $300-400 per year, right? It's not as ridiculous compared to the US, for example, or England. However, I just knew I didn't want to go back to Germany. So I thought, well, where can I go and live to learn more English? I was just at this English school for like 6 months or something, and obviously was very different to the basic the Oxford English we learned at school. Australians speak something else, I tell you. So I contacted the government and I said, hey, is it possible for me to just use this scholarship in Europe anywhere, like maybe in England? Because the only country where they speak really English is then England and Europe, right? So yeah, sure, you can do that. So they transferred me over to England, where I then could study, but I didn't want to go to university because for the sake of going to university. The only reason why I went is because I wanted to improve my English. And then by that time I was building my business on the side, which was then a tour company. Online from anywhere, and they'll be like, yeah, sure, why not? So I started to build websites, to learn how to market myself. And then that's how it all started. And the way how I knew I was good at it was I started to market to the entire university. So I built a tour company in London as well. And I would just walk down the hallway and everyone would just know me. Hey, this is Take a Trip with Tina. It's like a little celebrity at university. It's like, this is working. What I'm doing is working. Yeah, and then you find little channels and ways how to just get more exposure to your brand, where your target audience is at. And I was selling trips to students at university.
That's great. I love it. Yeah. So what's it like living as a digital nomad in other countries? What's that like? I know you get that question from time to time from people.
Sure. So of course there's like two sides to each thing, right?
Yeah.
It's an amazing lifestyle. That's the positive, right? It's an amazing lifestyle. You can work from anywhere. You can travel anywhere. You can pull up your laptop anywhere you want. You're just fully free when it comes to location. You're really location independent, right? That's the best thing about it.
Yeah.
The other really good thing about it is because you're living an international lifestyle, you continuously keep meeting different people from different cultures, from different businesses, maybe, depending on how you choose which meetups you go to, things like that, right? And it just keeps broadening your perspectives and mindset more and more, even if you thought you can't even, learn anything more because you've seen it all. But you keep meeting new people and making new friends, and all of that is really great, which at the same time is a downside as well, because of course, all of a sudden your friends are now nomads too. They move around too, so you don't really have that stable social circle, which you maybe have if you just keep in one spot for a very long time, because then you know your neighbor, then you go and schedule a coffee meeting with your neighbor, then you go down the road and the shop owner knows your name. These kind of things, these become really hard. Sometimes it can be quite lonely because you miss that deeper human connection. So it's harder to build that connection with people like yourself who are then on the go all the time, right? So that's the downside of it.
Yeah, I say, if you're doing anything online, it's going to be, you're not going to have a lot of friends like you probably would like anyway. And it's not just about traveling either. It's more of they working a 9 to 5, your friends, your family, and you don't have to. Or maybe you have a job, but they know that you're doing other things, and plus you have this other set of friends that you meet up with every once in a while, and that's where most of your time is going to be spent, whether you like it or not. That's so right. It's that's usually how it usually go with most of the people that I know.
Yeah, it is a really hard pill to swallow. Like if you are, and I didn't know this obviously when I first left home, like when you leave home and you go elsewhere for a long time and you come back, you have obviously changed as a person, right?
Yeah.
Like the things the way you see the world, your perspectives, everything changes. But then you go back to your old environment where everything is still the same. People go to the same jobs, talk about the same things, about their neighbors and everything else, because they don't have so much else to talk about. Yeah. There's a lot of gossip going on in like smaller communities specifically, right?
Yeah.
And the more you go outside of that environment, go traveling again for 6 months, 12 months, come back again, the more the gap widens between you and your old version of yourself. Yeah. Between you and your old environment and the things you thought would be the truth. And that's also quite hard to swallow, because you can't really go back. You can't unsee what you saw. You can't unlearn what you've learned. So if you go back and you're like, damn, I don't have anything else to talk about. Like, I don't care about what time my neighbor came home last night. Like, can we talk about something else? But it's just very, very different. And you got to be aware of that. So everyone else who's currently planning on doing that, this is how it's going to go down.
Yeah. I didn't know either. Once you have a taste of online success, you're never going to be able to go back fully thinking the way you did before you made a sale while you were asleep. You can't go back. I think it's kind of contagious. You can't go back. And no one told me that either. Before I came online. And you're not going to really have anybody to talk to about it unless you meet up. You go to conferences with people that are doing things similar to you.
Sure, the online thing as well, yes. But I think you can be very successful too with that if you have a family. I have like a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Right, actually stable in some place. They're not nomads. Like, not all of my people are nomads, but they have a very different mindset too, because as you just said, they are kind of like entrepreneurs online. Like, they know how to make money. They know if they need money, okay, we got to run a promotion and we're sorted, right? Like, it's a very different mindset to, again, I think traveling and entrepreneurship is very deeply connected. I think it's the best forms of self-development you can get yourself into. Like, traveling, number one, to change your mindset, perspectives, to learn about the world, and then business, number two, because you get thrown into situations you never thought you would need to deal with, and then you have to figure out a way out of this, right? You never deal with any of this kind of stuff if you save in a 9-to-5 job and you just don't have to worry about responsibilities. But yeah, once you have your first sale, I mean, that's such an amazing thing. I was talking about this with somebody else yesterday. You just like, all of these opportunities open up, like, oh my God, the amount doesn't even matter, right? Like, whatever, even if it's just $1, like, I just received $1 through the internet. My gosh, like, now you just can scale this up from there, but you have this excitement about, I did not need to go elsewhere. I did not need to leave my home office or my home or my co-working space to go commute to the other side of the city and take a job, be there 9 to 5, listen to my boss, whom I don't like. So I'm a bit of a devil's advocate here, but I mean, obviously there's people who are happy in their 9 to 5s and it's fine. But once you really experience that freedom of, people just clicked a few buttons on a website and bought a thing. Like, surely you can do more of that. Yeah. Like, you just gotta go and try it out. You've got nothing to lose.
Talent, and then you can talk to the people that you like online. They like you, and you like them. Oh my goodness! The people at the job, most of them people, you don't like those people. Most of them you don't. You should tolerate them,
right?
So that's usually how I go. So how do you? I know you meet people because you got a community online and everything. What do you tell a new person that want to get started online for the first time? No experience. They might have thought about it, but they just never. They want to do it, but they don't know what to do. What do you tell them?
Right. So it depends on your goal, right? Like, if you want financial independence and location independence. I mean, location independence comes with any kind of like online business really, but financial independence mostly. So if you get into online education, like online courses or coaching, that's the fastest way to success, because it's a low overhead. You don't spend a lot of money up front in order to get started. That's why it's very attractive to many people. And I believe there is an online course idea or a coaching program inside of everybody. Like, everybody out there has some sort of skill what they can teach to others and monetize it. So I would say, sit down, brainstorm on ideas, figure out the idea which will sell, go out, do your research. Is there a market for it? Do people have these problems? Decide on what problem exactly you want to solve, and then create a product around that, a digital product.
Yeah. I always tell people, just use what you got, use what you already know, and find a way to package it up. And hope, make sure that make sure there's a market for that. Because most people, they, most of the time, and I'm guilty for this. I think everyone's guilty for this. We start off with something brand new,
right? Right.
And I think most of the time, of course, it's difficult. Of course, it's harder in the beginning because you don't know, it's new to you. But that's the reason why most people quit. That's usually one reason why most people quit, because it's too hard.
Right. But anything new you're going to do is difficult. So, and I think the most success I see from the people who are in painful situations, and the painful situation is more painful than going through the pain of learning a new thing and actually implementing the thing. Right? If you find those people and you can help those people to establish a business online, they will actually get results. Because other people who are a bit more comfortable in their, every 2 weeks, you guys in the US get paid every 2 weeks. Okay, I know I get my money every 2 weeks. In Europe, we get paid like every 4 weeks, right? If you're comfortable with that monthly paycheck, what's coming in, it's a little bit harder to motivate you to go off and do your own thing, right? But if you have a really painful situation, like you really absolutely deeply hate your job, or something really terrible happened at your job and you really don't want to get back, something really painful, you must remember these kind of things, because that's a situation you will go back to if you don't work on a new thing to get out of there, whatever that new thing may be, right? Like, it can be a new business, it can be finding a new job, but obviously I would recommend to start and do your own thing, right? But in the end, looking back, it's not that difficult. Like, it's really just about being persistent. Like, if you can just manage to get over yourself and to accept that there will be problems upfront already, like before you even started. No, there will be problems, and don't be surprised by obstacles and problems which are coming your way, because it's just part of the deal. Yes, you will fail. Yes, you will make mistakes. Yes, you will say things which you wished you didn't say. Yes, you may lose some money. It's all part of the deal. But in the end, if you keep going and if you keep pushing through it, it will be so worth it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. A lot of people, I think we live in a microwave society where people want things quick.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they think that everything is supposed to be easy all the time, and the first sign of any type of difficulty, they're ready to bail out.
Yeah. Right. So that's not going to get you anywhere, to bail out.
No. So
everyone.
No.
Yeah. Go.
So who's your ideal clients in a perfect world?
In a perfect world, I love to talk to or to work with coaches and course creators, consultants, because I help them to create, market, and sell online courses and coaching package. If they don't have a product, we help them create it. We create their offer. We help them run conversion events. We help them market the whole thing. We teach you high income skills like sales, how to sell over the phone or on social media, things like that. And then we also help them with tech and build their funnels, their sales call calendars, their opt-in pages, their websites. We help them to get published in the media, things like that. So my ideal client is really someone who wants to definitely help change people's lives, but also it's pretty much targeted towards people below 7 figures. So we help them to get to 6 figures, so beginner levels, right?
Gotcha. So if people wanted to work with you, where would they go to?
Yeah, they could visit my websites, coachmarketingapp.com or dahmen.com. I've got some freebies as well for your audience out there, whoever's listening and thinks they should start something. There are some freebies down there. Yeah, sleek bio, Tina's awesome stuff. If you have already an established business, there's also a link, to check out our free funnel builders and things like that. So yeah, that's where people can go. You can also find me on Facebook, say hi, don't be shy, connect with me, and we can have a chat and see if we can help each other.
There you have it. Like, share this episode. All links will be found in the show notes. Until next time, we're out. Peace. This episode is brought to you by ERC. Let me ask you a question. Did you have a business during the pandemic with 5 or more employees? If the answer is yes, you might be leaving money on the table. All you gotta do is go to ercbankroll.com and you can get your money. The best part about this, it only takes 5 minutes or less to see if you qualify. Go to ercbankroll.com and put in your name, email address, answer 2 questions, click on the submit button, and you're done. It's that simple. And get your money. So don't wait. Go to ERC Bankroll.